It's working. I'm live. Hey everyone. Happy Freedom Friday, May 6th, 2022. I am Kenyatta Turner, and I am excited to be here for Freedom Friday. So, Freedom Friday happens every once in a while, often on Fridays. Not every Friday, though. So, if you've been expecting it to be every single Friday, you've probably noticed that it is not. And that's okay. Still Freedom Friday, whichever Friday that it is. Why do we come here together on Freedom Friday? Well, we come, we chat, we share some things, we talk about the Freedom Friday quote for the week. I give you updates of things that are happening that you may or may not be interested in. And usually it's a monologue with me just sharing some information with you, some tips and some tricks and things like that, or just some things that are on my mind. I encourage you to participate. If you are watching, I'm excited that you are here. Happy Freedom Friday to you on May 6th, 2022. And let me know you're here. Put something in the chat. I don't know where you could be watching from. You could be on my LinkedIn Live page. You could be in the Personal Development Party Facebook group, my personal page, my business page, YouTube's. I don't know where you're at, but wherever you are, I am glad that you are watching. Give me a hashtag Team Live or a hashtag Team Replay, whichever you prefer. But we're going to jump right into it because tonight's an exciting night. And here's what I did. So obviously I've got some things I want to talk to you about and I've got my little list, but I'm like, let me use the little banners in StreamYard to show you what I want to show you. But I need to make sure that all systems go. Hang on 1 second, because if I'm doing this and I'm rattling on and oops, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Hold on, technical difficulties. I don't want to do that. I wanted to just click. Okay, so maybe I'm not going to touch anything. So I'm not going to touch anything because I just want to make sure that everything is working properly. And there's some things that I want to chat with you about here. So let's get started. First is the Freedom Friday quote. So how does this work? Every Freedom Friday, I have a quote that I post that speaks to me around the concept of freedom. I love this word and all the different incantations that there are to use a word like freedom. People have all different kinds of interpretations of it, and it fascinates me. Just words in general fascinate me and all the different meanings. And the word freedom is something that's near and dear to my heart because of how I feel about the word, how it shaped my life, shaped my business, shapes my relationships, shapes the feeling that I want to have every day. And so that's no accident that my business is called Freedom Empire Consulting. But so on Freedom Friday, I'll pick a quote and I'll share a little bit with you about some of my thoughts about it. And I would love for you to share yours as well. Go ahead and put them in the chat. If you're watching right now, tell me where you're from, tell me what's going on, say what's up, happy Freedom Friday. And so I love that, I can share this quote and some of you come and post your comments after the live, which is totally cool. But if you post them during the live, then I'll put them up here on the screen so everyone else can see them as well, because who knows where everyone's tuning in from. So I make my post and I'll share a couple of thoughts and I'll read to you what they are right now. The quote is, "No one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. When we know this, we become free." Now, this is what Buddha said. Now, here's the thing. If you've watched my Freedom Fridays before and you've seen me share a quote, that you probably have caught on that I never tell you anything about the person who said the quote. I don't tell you who they are or where they're from or what they did or even why necessarily it was their quote that I chose, other than it spoke to me. So I let people know that if you don't know who the person is who said the quote, like if you don't know who or what Buddha is, then I encourage you to use the internet and go look it up. Or you can actually go to a library or something crazy like that. But look it up. Now, why do I not just tell you? Because some people have said to me, well, Kenyatta, you should just tell people who the quote is by and like who about that person. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. That's not what I want to do. I'm someone who is uh, someone who likes to teach and coach with the Socratic method of learning, meaning I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to inspire you to think. I want you to go and find what you need to know about the quote and the person versus what I would tell you, because you might go and look something up and learn something completely different than what I would choose to share. And I do not want to limit you. I want to liberate you. So you go and look that person up or that thing up if you don't know what it is, and you'll find exactly what you're meant to learn about them, not just what I chose to share. So that's the reason why I don't tell you anything about the person who said the quote. So the quote again, "No one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. When we know this, we become free." So I like to say that as a noun, freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. There are many more interpretations. I say let's explore them together. And I love this quote by Buddha because it is an insightful and stark reminder of how much control we have over our inner selves, especially when we choose to take that control. Now, think about that. We have to choose to take that control. It's not always easy to do, yet it's completely possible for all of us. So, oftentimes, we as humans are compelled to give our power away by blaming others, or give our power away to others by blaming them for how we feel or think. We even blame them for our actions. However, we become free when we realize the power that we have is in keeping that power to ourselves, right? We take ownership, we take personal responsibility, which is one of the most freeing things, freeing feelings of them all, right? That ownership and personal responsibility. So I believe that freedom oftentimes and can be a state of mind. Freedom Empire, my company, some people, it's not necessarily a place, it's a thing. It could be a mindset. The idea that you have this freedom empire that you are building that has to do with all things that are related to you, your business, your family, the feeling that you're after. How do you want to live your life? How do you want to feel when you wake up every day? That is your freedom empire. You are the king and queen of that freedom empire, and you get to rule it as you choose. You get to take power and take that ownership as you choose and do with it what you want. So the quote by Buddha, like, no one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. Think about that. No one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. And when we know this, we become free. So take that ownership, take that power. Don't give away your power to other people by blaming them for how you think and feel, or blaming them for your own actions, because it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with the choice that you made. Okay, that you made. So Mandy says, hey, amen. Stop giving away your power away. Hello, goddess. Hey, Mandy. Absolutely. Unless we allow it and give it away, 100%. And I think sometimes we forget about that. We get so upset and wrapped up in all the things that are happening in our lives. And quite honestly, I believe that sometimes, people really feel that it's easier just to blame someone else for everything. Think about that. You just blame someone else for it, then that just takes the responsibility off of you, because sometimes it's really difficult to look really deep and to say, wow, I'm where I am right now in my life because of the decisions that I have made. I'm where I am in my life right now because of my thought process, my mindset, the choices I've made, the people I've chose to hang around with, the books I've read, the trainings I've taken or not, the associations I have. It's a lot to own that, especially if you're somewhere where you don't want to be. If you're somewhere you don't want to be, to take ownership for that, it's very uncomfortable for people. Most people do not want to do that. It's much easier to point the finger and say, oh, you made me do that. I'm here because of you. You caused that, right? So I encourage you not to do that. I encourage you to remember this quote by Buddha. And Mandy says, absolutely, right? No one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. When we know this, we become free. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are about that quote. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me know, because, it's truth, so, your thoughts on the quote on freedom, I would love to know that, and others as well. Because again, I think we all could use that reminder, especially if we find ourselves in situations that are uncomfortable and that we don't want to be in. We start looking around to see whose fault it is. Well, it's probably your fault. And here's another thing. If you're successful and you are happy and you are in a position of love and joy, and you are fulfilled and you're living in the moment and the now, and you are just so full of life and vibrance, you have the things that you need. And if they aren't there yet, you act as if to where you have that feeling. If you're doing that, then that's your fault too. Either way, it's your fault. So which one? Do you want to be at your fault because you're doing well and you're successful and you're meeting your goals and dreams and achieving what it is that you want? Or do you want it to be your fault that you are not living your goals and dreams, not achieving what you want, unhappy? Which one? It takes equal amount of energy to do both. So Why not put it towards the thing that is going to bring you success and achievement in the way that it makes sense to you, right? Because only you can make that decision. Mandy says there's no one else inside our mind but us. We are at the control panel. That is right, Mandy. Mandy, high five. Yes. So that is the quote I wanted to share with you today. Now I've got a couple quick other announcements or just some things that are on my mind that I want to share with you on this Freedom Friday before I get out of your hair. And I know everyone is busy. Ooh, and I got something I'm going to go do tonight. I'm so excited. I'll tell you about that in a second. Let me pull up my little banners here because I'm like, I need to give myself a little list. So Think and Grow Rich Legacy Movie World Tour. I was so honored and blessed this last weekend to be in Vegas with my biz bestie, Sherry Gideons, and tons of other people that I met power of association. I mean, seriously, if you're someone who, let's say, appreciates and reads books like Think and Grow Rich or other personal development and growth books, or you believe in that philosophy, those ideas of the law of attraction and success principles that ultimately could have you have everything you want in life, and you study and practice these concepts, these principles, then it's so cool to surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing. I can't say that enough, right? Manny says, congratulations, high five. Yeah, right. I can't say that enough. Like when you're in that mode and you are doing the things that you know are important to you, and you're finding success and value in that, but then you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are doing the same thing at even a higher rate, like you see where they're at, you're like, I'm going there someday, right? That's cool. That's exciting. That like continues to fill up your cup, right? Especially if you're someone like me who gives so much. And what I do as a behavioral superpowers coach, trainer, mentor, speaker, always giving of myself in what I do. I love what I do, and it pulls a lot out of me. And because of that, I'm always needing to fill it up. Okay. And I encourage you to do that. And that's what I got a chance to do this weekend. This event was thrown by Sharon Lechter and Count John Shin. If you don't know who those two people are, look them up. Like I tell you, right? Go on Google, look up Sharon Lechter, look up John Shin, because ultimately they were the ones who hosted this event. And I will tell you, I can't speak enough, right? The people that I met, that I've been able to connect with, that I'm continuously building those relationships with just from this weekend, the opportunities that have been presented to me, my business partner, the opportunity for growth, the things I learned just while I was there taking notes. I mean, so many different people spoke about all these amazing ways to grow yourself personally and professionally in your business or your career. And they just gave of their hearts. And I was honored to be there to receive, because I received all of it. So those of you who were speaking, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mandy says she loves Sharon Lechter. Me too. And another thing I'm going to share with you is I got reminded about a book that Sharon had wrote that I had not yet read yet, but I am now on page, or I'm on Golden Nugget 19 out of, I think maybe there's probably 20 or 20 nuggets in here of this book right here, Exit Rich by Michelle Seiler Tucker and Sharon Lechter. Now, I got this book when I was at Secret Knock, end of March, I think, and I had not started reading it yet. And I got reminded of the book while I was there. And but let me show you this little picture that I was so excited to have the opportunity not only to get the book, but this is a signed copy that I got from Sharon Lechter when I was there at Secret Knock, helping her at the table when she was doing book signings. So this is a signed copy, super excited, had not yet read the book and got reminded about it this weekend. And on the back, it says, Tom Hopkins wrote on here, it's so hard to see business owners fail and lose money because of poor planning. I would recommend Exit Rich for every business owner, even if they're not currently thinking of selling. So that is what I'm going to share with you about why you want to read this book. I'm almost done with it already, and my mind blown. It's so easy to start a business. Driving for Uber. Oh, and I think my lights are going out. I better talk fast. I think my lights are, my batteries are going to die on my lights. You can start a business like driving for Uber, right? And it's like, but how often do we start businesses and don't really think through what that process is, or think about what's going to happen when we're done with the business, we want to sell the business, or whatever is going to happen after the business, if there's an after the business. So this had my mind open to so many different things. And also, again, it's not about whether you're thinking or selling. It's about how to grow your business, how to start your business, how to set up your business, how to plan for your business so that it's successful, whether you never decide to sell it or not, how to scale the business. And it's like a blueprint. It is brilliant. So shout out to Sharon Lechter and Michelle Seiler Tucker. I'm just now reading it. I'm almost done. And I wish I had read this book 8 years ago when I first started my business. Absolutely. So I recommend that to everyone. So I wanted to share that with you. And the world tour, kudos, amazing. Let me move on because there's a few other things I want to tell you about. And I got pictures and stuff I'll share and show. If you follow me, you'll see my photos because I took tons of photos and videos, and I'm going to share those with you over time. Next thing is I love fake painting. Wait, let me back up. Let's talk about the NFL draft. Why am I going to talk about that? Is because I actually got an opportunity to go to the NFL draft when I was in Vegas for the event. I didn't plan that, but things always happen out exactly as they are supposed to. So my business partner, Dr. Greg Spencer, was already there for the NFL draft because he's got a lot of friends that are involved in that. One of them, Mike Merriweather, I got to meet Mike Merriweather and his wife, Sandy. It was amazing. We had lunch together. It was awesome. We talked about behavior and all the fun things. And so I just want to say thank you to Dr. Spencer for, bringing us along with you, because that was awesome. We had the opportunity to do something we did not expect to do when we went to the event, and that was tons of fun. So met a bunch of people. Again, like, this is what I do. I love to meet and chat people and, sit around and have some food and have some drinks and laugh and chop it up and make connections and get to know about people. I'm just nosy and very curious. So I just love to meet people and have conversations and learn from them. Hey, George Anthony Garcia, we're going to talk about you in just a minute because I'm going to talk about the Behave and Grow Rich Mastermind that you are a part of. So if you've got any tips or any cool stuff about it, put it in the chat because you are a part of something I'm going to talk about in a second. So the NFL draft was amazing. So the next thing I want to share with you before I get out of here, a couple things, is fake painting. What is fake painting? And why do I say that it rocks? Okay. I'm going to share something with you that I hardly ever share with anyone. And I'm going to start sharing my fake paintings with you. Now, why are they called fake paintings? Well, I made up the name. It's what I choose to call them, but it's an opportunity. I love, love, love using this app on my iPad to do what I call fake paintings. It is therapeutic. It helps me bring out my creativity. I love to watch the paintings, explode during this time. But I'm going to show you a little video of one of my fake paintings, and I just want you to experience this. Just watch. Wow. Isn't that cool? Let's watch again. Huh. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Wow. Let's watch again. I thought I clicked the button, but I didn't. Look, my fake painting. It's beautiful. Okay. That is what I love to do. Oh, Mandy says, I want that app. Yeah. Paint by numbers. I love it. I have so many of these that I've done. It is what I do to meditate, clear my mind. I mean, it literally just puts me in a whole nother mindset and calms me, gets me refreshed for the next thing that I'm about to do. It's a great transition from one thing to the next, is to do a little fake painting. And I find the images that speak to me. And here's the part I love about it. I just have to say, I'm like a commercial for fake paint. And it's not really called fake painting. It's paint by numbers. But I call it fake painting. Is that you never know what it's going to look like until it's done. So you don't know what colors that it's going to use. You don't know what the moon's going to look like, what the water is going to look like. Like, you just see the colors come up and you just tap and you fill them in the whatever order that you want. And, you have to zoom it in and zoom it out. And then all of a sudden it just reveals this image. And then there's a still of the image, and I can use that picture as well. So I decided I'm going to start sharing some of these with you because you might love art like I do. You might be interested in fake painting along with me. So go ahead and let me know what you think about the fake painting. So I would love to see that information there. So, definiteness of purpose and auto-suggestion. Great, George Anthony. So he is talking about something from our Behave and Grow Rich Mastermind. And actually, I'm glad that you mentioned that because that was one of the things I was going to talk about as I was going to share with you the next thing. So that's fake painting I wanted to share you about with you. And now I want to let you know that you may know this or not, but me, Sherry Gideons and Jeff Fagin, are facilitating a Behave and Grow Rich mastermind. And we have some other things coming up as well. But right now we're reading Think and Grow Rich with a handful of people and coaching them through that book. And we just were reading last week was persistence and, oh no, decision and persistence. And I wanted to share with you something about decision really quick from this book that is such a great reminder. I've had to make some serious decisions as of late. And I was thinking about this the other day when we were reading it, just how it's so easy to procrastinate on certain things. And you can't do that if you have definiteness of purpose and you know what it is you're doing, you know what it is that you're going forward for. You've got to make a decision and then continue and persist through the decision you've made. That's the key right there. So he says in here, procrastination, the opposite of decision, is a common enemy which practically every man or woman must conquer. He also says that if you are influenced by opinions, when you reach decisions, you will not succeed in any undertaking, much less in that of transmuting your own desire into money or whatever it is, as far as riches are concerned, that is for you. Then he says, close friends and relatives, while not meaning to do so, often handicap one through opinions and sometimes through ridicule, which is meant to be humorous. Listen to that. Thousands of men and women carry inferiority complexes with them all throughout life because some well-meaning but ignorant person destroyed their confidence through opinions or ridicule. Think about that. The people who could be closest to you, when they don't believe in it, what it is that you're doing, they distract you from making a decision. They make fun of you in jest, but they may do it because they say they love you. But when they're making fun, but they're still ridiculing you at the same time, that affects people. And so you have to be very cautious of that when you need to just make a decision because you know what your desire is, your definiteness of purpose. You can't always listen to the opinions of others who may not agree with you because they don't know what's in your heart. They don't know what's in your mind. They have opinions because they're cheap and everybody's got them, but they don't always know what's best for you. So just a reminder about when it's time to make a decision. And like Mandy says, decide, then execute. Absolutely. Decide, then execute. So decide, commit, and then execute as well. So the last thing I want to share with you before I am out of here is I am so excited because Networking Phoenix is a networking organization here in Phoenix. That's why they're called Networking Phoenix. And so they are doing, I'm so excited, a movie screening, a pre-movie screening. I don't know what a pre-movie screening is, but it's a pre-movie screening for the new Doctor Strange movie. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I love comic books and superheroes and all things around that. And I happen to be a Marvel girl, as well. I am just so excited. So this is what is going to be happening tonight. I'm excited to see the pre-movie screening of this movie. And thank you, Networking Phoenix, for always putting on amazing events. And I am excited to be a part of it. So I will see whoever's going to be going to that soon at that movie screening tonight. Mandy's got to run. I got to run. This has been an amazing, exciting time. Thanks, Mandy, for you being here. Shout out to you. Shout out to George, everyone else who's watching. This is Freedom Friday. And just as a reminder, here is the Freedom Friday quote for the day before I let you go. Go and enjoy your Friday. And remember that no one outside ourselves can rule us inwardly. When we know this, we become free. Thanks for being here. Much love to you. I am Kenyatta Turner, the CEO and founder of Freedom Empire Consulting. I'm the Chief Behavioral Superpowers Officer for Dream Smart Academy, and I am an outgoing, fast-paced influencer. That is my behavioral style, and I wonder, what are your behavioral superpowers? If you don't know, send me a DM to find out. I'll talk to you all later. See you next time. # Behavior Matters. Bye. Thank you, George. Thanks for being a part of our mastermind. You rock. Love it. Love the energy we create there. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.